The Quantum Log, the 1980s garage incident. This is a news star report on a truth that has been tucked away for years. I'm starting to document my quantum jump experiences, those moments where I've shifted into different timelines and realities of myself, occurring in dream states, deep delta, and beyond. So the only reason I'm able to tell you this story is because of a quantum jump I had just a couple of weeks ago. In a deep dream state, I jumped back into my younger self, sitting at the top of the stairs in the mid-80s, and I was there, experiencing it all again as a kid, with my middle brother sitting next to me on the stairs at our mum's house. Below us, my mum and dad were having a massive screaming argument while trying to deal with the police at their front door. It's a meta experience because while I was sitting on those stairs during the jump, I was actually receiving the information for the first time. I was listening to my parents argue about what happened to my oldest brother 4 years prior, something we never knew about. It seems my mum wouldn't have known either if the police hadn't informed her of the incident. It's likely my dad mentioned it to someone at the pub he drank at, and word got back to the wrong people. So, in my mind, I was trying to piece together the hieroglyphs of his experience while simultaneously dealing with my own fresh trauma from the garage. This is my true experience, reconstructed from those flashes and downloads. The 80s, flashbacks, the Copperfield, I see this now through intense downloads. I'm sitting at the top of the stairs with my brother next to me, the carpet warm beneath me, and the house is vibrating with the force of the argument. My dad had built this device, a wooden box with 3 copper coils and a chair wrapped in hand-hammered copper sheets. He understood a fundamental truth, that we aren't just brains in a cage, we are anchors in a quantum field. The first thing I pieced together from the shouting was what happened to my oldest brother. He was only 4 when he wandered into the garage and stood on that copper sheet. For a split second, the field synchronized. My dad was tuning the dial on a yet-to-be-finished bit of kit when he and my eldest brother swapped perspectives. My dad suddenly saw himself through his boy's eyes. My brother doesn't remember it. His memory was wiped by the shock. But sitting on those stairs, I was imagining it for the first time as I heard the truth come out. Then the flashes shift to me and my middle brother. I was about 4 and he was 6. My oldest brother was inside the house, so it was just the 2 of us in the garage. We were just kids being curious. We got into those copper chairs our dad had made and started messing with the dials. We didn't just pass out, we hit the resonance. For a moment, we were in each other's minds. I was seeing through his eyes, experiencing an alternate reality where our consciousness was totally braided together, but switched. It was incredible until the static became too much. My physical body began rejecting the shift. I started throwing up. And then this crushing, white-hot headache hit. That's when the lights went out. We both passed out right there in the chairs. The confiscation. My dad found us, and that's when it all kicked off when my dad brought us inside. We'd been talking down at the pub, telling the blokes there about the experience with my eldest brother years ago. He didn't realise who was listening. So the final flashes I see is the police at the door. 2 of them, polite, firm, and dangerous. They seemed more interested in the kit than the effects it had on us. I'm at the top of the stairs again, watching them confiscate the box and the chairs for safety reasons. They told him if he didn't hand it over, he'd face serious prison time. I sat there listening to my mum scream at him for bringing trouble to the house, while my own mind was still reeling from the alternate reality I'd stepped out of just hours earlier, completely unknown to our mum, but our dad probably has suspected what had happened, although I have no conscious recollection of him speaking to us about what we had experienced. The download. The transition back to the now is the hardest part to describe. It's like those hieroglyphs suddenly snapping into focus. One moment you're there feeling the heat of the 80s summer and the vibration of the house, and the next, you wake up in a different room decades later. You have the awareness of where you just were, but then the download hits. This intense white-hot flash of information that fills in all the gaps at once. It's like trying to explain a movie when you've only seen the still frames, but then the whole film is suddenly burned into your brain in a single second. I'm laying this out as best I can, but since these experiences happen as and when they choose to, I'll be documenting them in that same way. I'm keeping a log of the jumps, the astral travels, and these sudden downloads as they surface. Thanks for listening. There is a lot more to unpack, and I'll share it as it comes through. See you next time. Big love.